Welcome to this practice. Please make sure that you have a block or a cushion, or you could use a couple of books for our class today. And then whatever prop you have handy, go ahead and sit on it. And you can sit cross-legged, or you can have your legs straight out if that's more comfortable for you. Allow your eyes to close and take a few deep breaths. Nice, tall, strong spine. Relax and release any tension across your face. As you land into this moment and as you become more aware of your breath, might you also become aware of someone in your life who supports you? Perhaps place a hand on your chest and send some gratitude to that person or that thing that supports you and inspires you. We all need support. We all deserve support. May we be thankful. Okay, take your time to open your eyes and set up your block or your cushion near the front of your mat. I'm going to have my block on the lower height and with your sitting bones on the ground. Recline over the block or your prop so that your upper back is on the prop and the back of your skull is on the mat. You can also have another cushion or another block under the back of your head. That might help to alleviate neck strain. Legs can be in a diamond shape with soles of your feet together, knees wide open, or legs can be straight on the ground. Arms can be at your sides on the floor. Allow your chest to soften open. Begin to breathe up into your chest and perhaps take your arms back in a V shape. And just notice what you're noticing around your pectorals. Let the weight of your body just sink into the earth and into the prop and enjoy the space that you're accessing in the front of your body. Enjoy fuller breaths in and out of your nose. What a gift that you have chosen to take this time today to be here and to be supported. You are supported by your breath, by others in your life. Breathe and feel supported. You can return your arms alongside you on the floor if that feels okay. Just a few more breaths here. Feel free to maintain any arm variation that helps you to really access that stretch across your chest and around your armpits. Relax any jaw muscle tightness. Slowly place your feet flat on the ground with your legs bent. And lift a little bit so that you can remove your prop to the side and lie down on your back again. For a moment, pause, perhaps hands on your low belly. Let your low belly release. Let every single vertebrae release down as well. Just feel the neutrality of your spinal column for a moment. And feel your breath flowing up and down your spine. Draw your knees in. Wrap your hands around your shins or wrap your forearms around your shins. Rock your knees over to the right a little bit. Lean more towards your right hip for a couple deep breaths, hugging knees in. Knees over to the left, hugging in. Gently roll over to one side and come up onto your hands and your knees. Grab your block on the lowest height and place your palms up on the block and stretch back into a child's pose. Elbows off the mat, forearms off the mat. You may find that you need to walk your shins back a little further so that you really have something to stretch into when your head sinks down. Breathe into the sides of your waist, breathe up into your mid back, breathe into your lower back. So we use the prop in the practice today to essentially find a deepening of each pose. So if at any point the prop doesn't feel right for your body, please respect that. You can do all these poses without the prop as well. Start to walk your hands over to the right. You can take your block with you, block underneath your hands over to the right. Again, if the prop isn't working for you, you simply have your hands off the right side of your mat. Now tack your left sitting bone back onto your left heel and have a good breathe out into your left side. Press down firmly into your left palm. Take another deep breath or two. And lift your head and walk your hands through center and over to the other side. You play around with how far to the side you go. You can have your hands just on the left edge of your mat or off your mat to the left. And staying just easeful in the face. Notice what you're noticing in your body and give it all breath. Lift up your head, walk your hands back through center, and keeping your left hand up on the block near the front of your mat, thread your right arm underneath your left armpit so your right temple is on the ground. See if you can walk your right arm a little further, kind of shimmy your right arm a little further off to the side with your palm facing up. Tent up on your left fingertips. Have your left armpit up away from your face and lean back towards the space behind you. You won't lean back too much, but just have a sensation of trying to turn your chest to the left. Slowly switch sides. If you want to stay longer in any of the poses, please do. We'll meet with left arm, thread under right armpit. You could tent up on your right fingertips up near the front of your mat. Feel your hips pull back onto your heels. And feel your chest turn and twist open towards the right. Lean back. Breathe into all the little sticky spots. And slowly releasing, lift up onto hands and knees. Wrists aligned under your shoulders and knees aligned under your hips. Inhale, arc your spine. Exhale, round your back, tuck your tailbone in. Inhale, arc, lift your chest up. And as you breathe out, round, tuck your tailbone under you. Yeah, keep going. As you round your back, draw your navel up, fluff up your back ribs. Feel the grippiness of your fingers, flow with your breath. And as you move and breathe, just thankful for this breath that supports you. Our breath is always supporting our ability to change. Breath supports our ability to flow through situations in life. It's always about breath. It's instrumental. Bring your forearms to the floor. Have the short edges of the block between your palms. And now lift your block up as your arms bend. So it's just your elbows on the ground. Let your chest sink down, forehead taps down behind your elbows. Be sure your hips are over your knees. You may need to walk your knees back a little bit. And then just let your forearms come down for a breath and then bend your arms again. So you're just kind of flowing through bent arms and then forearms come down. Continue pressing firmly into the block. Lift your front ribs in and up and have a good breathe all around your armpits and around the sides of your waist. Kind of lubricating the shoulders. Give your shoulders breath. And eventually you can lift up your head. Come on up and take your elbows now on top of the block at the lowest setting and your palms into prayer. Keep your knees back underneath your hips and start to feel your chest sinking down. Your forehead, it might touch the back end of the back edge of your prop, or forehead could be hovering off the mat. And with arms bent, your prayer fingers pointing up, just notice whatever it is you're noticing in your body here. Actively root your elbows down, feel your pelvis draw back and up away from that. Slow, deliberate breath. Rise up onto all fours, set your prop aside just for a bit. Most of our poses will incorporate a prop today, which is exciting. But just enjoy a downward facing dog for a few breaths. And if child's pose feels better for your body, please take child's pose. Sometimes just releasing in child's pose is the most beneficial thing we can do. If you are in down dog with me, you might pedal your heels out side to side, claw and cling your hands into the mat. And then let's all come to down dog when you're ready. Right leg up. Step your right foot between your hands and tap your left knee down. Now walk your right foot over to the right an inch with your hands inside your right foot on fingertips. Hands can come down flat. And before we go further, send your right ear over to your right shoulder, left ear over to left shoulder. Again, a few times. You can let your head hang as you just rock your head side to side. Ease open the neck. And now you can use your block under your elbows in lizard pose. This might feel perfectly supportive for you. Check in with your breath. How's the breath? It will let you know. Feel your front knee hug in to your shoulder. Feel a length through the spine. Four corners of your front foot grounded down. Couple more breaths. Move your prop and walk your right foot in between your hands. And on fingertips, start to straighten your front leg and lengthen your upper body over and down your front leg. It's like pyramid pose, a hamstring stretch, except the back heel is elevated. You're on the ball of your back foot. Root down the inner edge of your front foot and try to draw the front leg hip back. Rotate the hip of your back leg forwards. Your hips are kind of facing forward. Give your hamstrings breath. And it might be enough for you to remain as you are or to access juicy release in your Achilles and calf. Just slip a block under the ball of your front foot, right, and lean the ball of your foot firmly into the edge of the block. Now, you may want blocks under your hands as well, or fingertips on the floor the way I have, and we're still going to focus on lengthening the upper body over and down the front leg. And you can play around with lifting and flexing your right toes up off the block, spread your toes. Just see if that changes anything. See if you can root the ball of your foot more heavily into the edge of the block. Last couple breaths. Release the block. Lower your back knee and widen your front foot over to the right edge of your mat. With your hands inside your front foot, we're going even deeper into lizard now. I've put the block under my front foot, so on the flat height. I still have the block over to the right edge of the mat. This is a lovely way to experience lizard pose, but you might not want that. So you don't need to use the block under your foot. If you want a little more, keep breathing deeply and tuck your right shoulder behind your right knee. And just use your right shoulder to press forward into the flesh of your right calf muscle. Yeah, lots of breath here. And if you have shoulder behind knee, just release from that. Set your block to the side, step back into downward facing dog. Press chest towards thighs, lift your sitting bones high. Bring your knees down to tabletop as you inhale, chest up. Exhale, round your back like an angry cat. Flush it out. Heart up, inhale, sit bones up. Exhale, round. Press down through straight arms into your hands. Again, opening your chest, opening your front. Exhale, round. Arcing and rounding. Such a simple and therapeutic movement for your spine. Meet me in downward facing dog. And inhale your left leg up into the sky. As you breathe out, place your left foot between your hands. Lower your right knee behind you. Walk your hands inside your left foot. Wiggle your left foot over to the left edge of your mat. And then eventually you can use your block underneath your elbows for lizard. Gather your left knee into your left shoulder and tack your outer left hip back and your outer right hip forward. Now notice what your breath is like. As you breathe, you're feeling supported for yourself, right, from within yourself. And as you breathe, can you also remember the sensation of gratitude for that person in your life who supports you? Lift yourself up, set your prop to the side. Walk your left foot back inside your left hand. Straighten your back leg and start to straighten your front leg for this version of pyramid where your back heel is lifted away from the floor and front leg can have a little bend in it, but just working it a little straighter. Lengthen your upper body over and down your front leg. Feel a pulling back energy of especially your right inner thigh behind you and your sitting bones pulling back and up, upper body lengthening forward and down. Breath everywhere. Of course, you're welcome to remain exactly as you are, or you can grab your block and lift up the sole of your front foot. So it's just your heel on the ground, and just slide the ball of your left foot onto the edge of your block. And keep straightening your left leg as much as you can. Lean into the block with the ball of your foot. And aim your chest towards the block or towards your front foot as you bow. Breathe through this one. One more big breath. Just slide your block to the side, lower your back knee down, and take your block to the left edge of your mat so your left foot can climb up on top of your block. If you used your block on the right side, you'll use it here on the left side. If not, please go without the block, but have your hands inside your front foot. You can remain as you are. So again, using the block makes lizard pose deeper, juicier, more goodness to breathe into. Perhaps sink your chest lower and snuggle your left shoulder behind your left knee. And propel your chest forward through your shoulders so your spine is elongated. Yeah, let your breath support you as you gently untangle yourself from this. Prop goes to the side. Into downward facing dog. Relax your neck muscles. Keep breathing through your nose. And take time to walk your feet up a little bit and meet in a standing forward fold. Somewhere on your mat is great, with your feet hip width apart. Micro bend your knees. Let the weight of your skull hang down. Really release your neck muscles. Maybe it's best for you to keep your fingertips on the floor today, or you can grab opposite elbows. Soften the four corners of both your feet down into the mat. Again, let go in the neck, right? This lovely neck holds on to so much. Let it unfurl. Grab your block on the highest height under your hands and walk your hands over to the right off your mat and away from your right foot, like forward and to the right. Bend your right knee 4 inches or so and straighten your left leg as much as you can. Listen to the breath. It'll let you know when you're straight. Ground the outer edges of your feet and tack your outer left hip back in space. Stretch out through your arms over to the right. Take time to walk your hands through center and over to the left now. Left knee bent quite deeply. Extend your right leg straighter and draw your right hip back towards the space behind you. You can even peek under your right armpit towards the right with your eyes. And with bent knees, just walk your hands through center. Now use your block on the lowest height underneath your right foot, keeping your feet hip width apart, your knees bent. Now walk your fingertips over to the left. If you have another block, you could place it underneath your hands, especially your right hand, And now start to straighten your right leg. Yeah, that foot on the block, straighten that leg. Draw the right hip back. Your right hip will definitely be higher as you look towards the right. Press down into the block. One more big breath. Bend both your knees quite deeply to bring your hands to center and switch the block so it goes under your left foot. Still your feet are hip width apart, still your toes are lined across. Bend your left knee quite deeply as your hands walk over to the right now. Any amount to the right, and then slowly straighten your left leg. The dense quality of your left foot down into the block. Big breaths. Sometimes what is actually quite supportive is to be challenged like this, right? Sometimes it's important to have these types of challenges and to just use the breath to anchor us, breath to create more freedom for us. Bend both knees deeply as you walk your hands to center. Remove your block and bring it just behind you. Come into a squat sitting on your block. By all means, you don't have to use the block. I love sitting on the block when I'm in a squat. Have your feet in a bit of turnout. Feet, again, are mat width, and palms can be in prayer with elbows inside knees. Press your elbows out into your knees. Lengthen up through your spine and let your head tip over to the right for a couple breaths. Just play around with drawing your chin down towards your right armpit as well. Slowly rolling your chin down through center. Continue with deep, mindful breaths. Just breathe into the back of the neck. And start to circle your head over to the left. Right, and then lifting so that left ear tips over to left shoulder. This neck needs a lot of attention and breath. Now walk your right fingertips over to the right, left hand to left knee or left arm straight up, or bend your left arm with left hand behind your head. And take your top arm or your top elbow back, lean your head back. Feel this twist towards the left, knees wide. And gently switch sides. Left arm is inside left knee. You can reach your right arm up or bend your right arm. Place your palm behind your head. Can you draw both shoulders back on your back, widen across your chest? And keep twisting and turning your chest more towards the right. Deep breath. Release your right hand down so your elbows are inside your knees still. Now, as you lift your left arm up, take your right hand across to your opposite inner thigh. So with your right elbow pressing back into your right knee or right inner thigh, right hand presses into your left thigh. Now reach your left arm up and over to the right so you're in a side bend. Your bottom hand is pushing that opposite thigh open. Ground it down through your seat. Can you take your top arm even straighter? Lean more. After another breath, come to switch sides. Slowly rise up, left arm inside left knee. As you reach your right arm up, bend your bottom arm to touch your opposite inner thigh, and then side bend over to the left. Right arm close to right ear. Straighten your right arm as much as you can. Use your bottom hand to press your thigh open. Deep breath for your right side. Take time to slowly release up out of this pose. Walk your feet together And then remove your block so that you can sit down on your bum on the ground. Soles of your feet together, knees wide open. Bow over your legs, butterfly. Perhaps press your elbows to your inner thighs as you fold. If you want something a little bit deeper, you can grab your block underneath the feet. And if you're using this option, you probably walk your feet and your block a little bit further away. So it's a wider diamond shape in your legs. And you could fold with your arms over top of your legs or tuck your forearms underneath your calves. Elbows can be on the ground, or see where the elbows land and hands on the feet. Just gently, little pull with your hands, just a slight pull, and bow forward and down with your spine. Can you let go in your neck? Can you let your head hang down? Can you make your breaths even longer? Can you make your exhales feel like a fuller surrender into this support? Support of your breath, support of that person that you're practicing for. It might feel good to stay in this pose longer. When you feel like it's time, you can slowly rise up and move your prop to the side. For double pigeon, so right shin on top of left shin, showing you a couple options here for the block or cushion. One is under your bum. Another option is block or cushion between your top knee and your bottom foot. Or you can put your prop underneath your elbows in front of your legs. Now wiggle your bum around so it's on the ground, or both sides of your sitting bones are on the prop that you're using. Feet flexed, and you can remain folding through the center. Might only be a half fold, no problem if it's not a deep fold. Right? It's good to have something to work with. It's good to have these little sticky spots to breathe into. Or you can walk your prop over to the left. So like you're folding kind of over your top foot. Ground that right bum down. Feel a sense of lightness towards what's going on in the hips. Can you invite in a sense of gentleness towards all that you're sensing? Ease yourself slowly out of this to switch sides. Left shin on top of right shin. Prop could go under your bum or in between your top knee and your bottom ankle. Or prop can go in front of you for your elbows. Feel that steady stream of breath through your nostrils. Feel less tension around your mouth. And you can remain folding through the center if you're here, or you can walk your prop to the right a little bit, or just your hands walk over to the right if you're not using your prop. Root down your left sitting bone, feet flexed and active, spread your toes. Be aware of every single breath. This is a sweet meditation practice in and of itself, just noticing every breath coming in and every breath going out. Rise up. Uncross your legs. Just have your prop near you, have your prop beside you. And you can lie down on your back or you can stay seated. Just watch for a moment. And we're going to use the edge of the block just under the occipital ridge, which is just at the base of the skull, just underneath that area. Sometimes I hold my block because I have it on a bit of an angle underneath the occipital ridge, or you can let your hands come down. And just gently rock your chin to one side for a couple breaths. Lean into the prop, lean into the edge of the block. Bring your chin through center and over to the left for a couple breaths. So move really slowly. And if you don't have a block today, what you can do instead is lie on your back, lift your head and interlace your hands at the back of your head so that your chin tucks into your chest a little, but let your head be heavy into your hands. And you can still rock your chin side to side with your hands laced at the back of your head, just looking down the front of your body. I'd love to be in this neck release with you for a few more breaths. Really slow movements for the neck. When you feel finished, you can remove your prop to the side, lie down, hands might be on your low abdomen. Breathe into your low belly. Supported bridge. Lift your hips off the floor and slide your prop under your low back. Walk your feet mat width apart. Let your bent knees fall towards one another. And you can have your arms alongside you on the ground, or how I have my arms back beside my head on the ground. That just invites in an open chest. Choose what doesn't cause any shoulder pain for your arms. Can you let yourself be supported? Is there anywhere you can let go through your body? Regulate your breath so your inhales are as long as your exhales. You can stay exactly as you are, or bring your left knee into your chest, interlace your hands behind your left knee, and walk your right leg further away from you until it's just your right heel on the ground and your right leg is straight. Right toes turned up to the ceiling, right kneecap pointing up to the ceiling with navel hugging in. Just guide your left knee in a little closer. Breathe into your chest. Ideally, feeling the release down your right quads, down the straight leg thigh. And slowly to switch sides, you can replace your left foot on the ground. Bring your right knee into your chest as you're ready and walk your left leg away from you until it's just your left heel on the ground. Just an inner rotation of your left inner thigh. So left kneecap points up, active feet, spread your toes. Gather your navel in, activate your abdominals a touch. With every exhale, hug your right thigh in. Have your left leg super straight. Or place your right foot on the mat. Bend your left leg so your left foot is on the mat as well. Lift your hips and adjust your prop so it's at a lower height if it wasn't already. And then just slide your prop down a little bit so that when you bring your bum down, it's on top of the cushion, not your low back on the prop. It's your bum on the prop. Soles of your feet together, knees wide open. Now again, here we're using a prop to deepen the pose. So if it's better for your low back or for your knees to remove the prop, go ahead. I like to place my hands around my low belly or my hands around my hips, and I just breathe into those hands as a reminder of gentleness and of space, as a reminder that I'm here to take care of my body. The warmth of the hands reminds the body it is supported. Right? So breathe into your hands if they're there. Or remember, if you can, that you're supported by so many people and things, and by you, by your breath. Take time to plant your feet on the ground. Lift your hips, gently remove your prop, bring your bum down. Walk your feet mat width apart now, so your bent knees touch in the middle. And it could be hands on your belly again. Breathe and feel at ease. Roll over onto your stomach. Stack your hands and place your forehead on top of your stacked hands. And now have your right ear on the ground. The sweet little neck release. If it feels like too much, just have more of your right cheek on the floor. Notice whatever it is you're noticing in your neck without judgment. Deep breath. Slowly change directions. So when we work with the neck, movements are slow. Left ear on the mat or left cheek on the mat. Unclench through your jaw. And imagine that you're breathing up into your neck, just to give your neck more space. You can set everything else aside for now. You can let your body sink heavily into the earth. And it's enough to just be here and breathe for your neck. And slowly lift your head. Press your hands into the floor so that you come up into a child's pose. Your favorite kind of child's pose, any way you'd like to set up so that you can release and once again feel supported here by this earth. Take another breath and gently choose if you'd like to stay in child's pose for the rest of the practice, or you can come up to sitting on your prop. Sometimes it's nice to rest in child's pose. Sometimes it's nice to sit up and really take in how the body feels compared to the beginning of the practice. Feel your breath. Feel the space that you've created. Notice what it is you're noticing. What a gift that we can be here, maybe hand on heart. Thank you for supporting yourself today. Thank you for maybe trying some deeper variations of poses than you otherwise would normally try. Thank you. Thank yourself. Big breath together now. Hope to see you again soon. Good luck on this journey. May you be well.